And that's been a really fun journey to see how many people I've impacted. And back to the greed side, so this is really important because on my journey, there's been tremendous opportunities to go, I paid this for it, I put this much in it, and it's worth this. And I've run across that over and over, and every one of those times you're like, well, I'm really going to get paid here. And when those come up, I've always felt like there's like a higher purpose of then the right family comes along. And, you know, they are making 10 bucks an hour, you know, husband and wife both working, they're just barely making it. And you're like, all right, you know, I paid 30, put 10 in it, give me 45 grand, you know, like, and so you're still making something to pay your crews and run your business, but it really transitions from, are you doing it for money or are you doing it because it's the right thing? And through that journey, I've just learned over and over and over that the deals I've been the happiest with is where I've really impacted someone that to this day, you know, 15 years later, they're still in that house and their kids go to that school, and you see that transition. And that's been, through the construction side, has been very eye-opening on rehabbing those houses, which really correlates with, during all this, my company, Church AV Installers, where I've put technology in over 300 churches all over the country. And I've always kind of gone hand in hand with those two businesses. I'm drawn to technology because technology is the future, but I'm drawn to the past of, why are we letting this house deteriorate? Why is that house foreclosed? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me on why would you run your neighborhood down? Like, why is there cars parked and grow up in Northside? Why is your car getting stolen out of your driveway in the morning? That makes no sense to me. Why is a car getting stolen out of the church parking lot during Sunday service? This is a problem. And you fix that through taking care of things and keeping the values up. And so through that transition with the technology side, I've been going hand in hand with doing the houses and doing AV projects and houses and AV projects. And some seasons I've been heavier in the AV side, and some seasons I've been heavier in the construction side. But the goal is still the same. So when I walk into a church that's been lifeless for 15 years, and there's nothing going on, the outside community is not connected with that church, and a pastor pulls me in and goes, what can we do here? Well, technology is a tool, but that's not the issue. The issue is the heart of what you're trying to accomplish. What is your calling? What has God called you to do? And really identifying that, I'd say the last probably 15 years of the AV business has transitioned for me on really going to the hard questions and what has kept you stuck here? Who's on your team that needs to leave? And very few projects moving forward would I ever do unless the pastor really had the heart to be there and he was called to do it, because it's a hard assignment. Yep. And if you're just doing it because you know you feel like it's a good idea, it's different than you're called to do it. Yeah. And through that journey, I've seen tremendous stories of pastors who have gone from a couple hundred people for 15 years, same pastor, same building, come in, go after, let's get out of this church, let's connect with our community, let's get everyone off the pews. In fact, let's get rid of the pews, and let's be more inviting to, when people walk in that door, they're going to make up their mind in the first 10 seconds of whether this is the right place. And you do that with technology, you do that with lighting, you do it with smell, you do it with sound, you know, how people hear, and the pastor saying the same thing but nobody can hear him. It's unbelievable to me when you put in crystal clean speakers on, all of a sudden people are like 70 years old are like, I have never heard my pastor like I do now. And it's like, and then amazingly there's a call to action behind that because they've been sitting asleep on the pew. And sometimes through that change you lose a few people that don't see the vision and they don't see where it's going, but I've seen, you know, probably 40 projects like that go from a couple hundred to 2,000 or 3,000 in a year or two. And then all of a sudden they are known as that community center, that they're there for their community, they're engaged. And through that journey, that's really, it's been a life skill that's slowly developed and identify who are the issues here blocking this? Is it the location? Is it just how this building feels? Is it people and how you greet people for how you come in? When you start seeing all those pieces, it's really developed a skill that I feel like moving forward politically that is really important on how do you get results. I know we've always done it this way, but we're not getting results. How do we streamline it? How do we make it efficient?